Nebraska fans, let's sit down and have a conversation. The narrative around Dylan Rheule's weight this offseason has gone completely out of control. Over the past couple days, I've seen countless articles, YouTube comments, social media posts talking about one thing and one thing alone. Dylan Rheule's weight and that he needs to lose 5, 10, 15 pounds going into the year. And this has reached a tipping point. We saw, of course, the other day, Matt Rhule talked in his press conference about Dylan losing weight. And he said, yeah, that's important. He wants to slim down, but it's not paramount. This isn't make or break Dylan Rheule's career. And I think a lot of Nebraska fans just have the wrong perception around Dylan losing weight. They think that, if he goes down from 235, I think he was 240. Matt Rhule said he was 240, then kind of walked back that statement. Sometimes Matt Rhule kind of twists his words to defend his guys. Let's just say, for the sake of conversation, that Dylan Rhule was 240 last year. I would absolutely want him to go down to 225. I want to make my position very clear. But what are you actually getting from Dylan? Because I think a lot of Nebraska fans think that if Dylan magically lost 10, 15 pounds, that he's going to become this dual-threat quarterback who feels comfortable getting outside the pocket every single day of the week and getting maybe 15, 20 yards a pop. Let's be completely honest with each other. That is never going to happen. Okay? We're not having Dylan Rhule lose weight so we can be a complete dual threat. That's never going to happen. That's not part of his game. He's never going to be a Josh Allen. He's never going to be a Lamar Jackson. He's never even going to be an Adrian Martinez. So let's get rid of that perception. Okay? The reason we want Dylan Rhule to lose weight is simply to be more elusive, to feel more confident in his own skin, to feel more confident getting outside the pocket, making a throw outside the pocket, not necessarily running, and being more of a Patrick Mahomes where, if Pat's going to run, Pat's not going to go off and break a big one. He's just going to go get 5 yards, go out of bounds, or 10 yards out of bounds. So the first thing I want to talk about is that if he were to lose weight, it's not going to instantly make him faster. It's not going to instantly make him dynamic. Dylan's not that. Okay, his dad's an offensive lineman, right? He's never going to be super dynamic. But all we're looking for him to be is more elusive and more confident getting outside the pocket. That's why you lose the weight. Okay, but I also want to draw back to a counterpoint. Again, I'm in favor of him losing weight. Don't get me wrong. But I think a lot of people don't mention this. There are some drawbacks of him losing weight. Let's say he was 240. Now he's 225 going into this year. When you are a lesser weight, you can handle a lot less pressure. You can handle a lot less physicality. So a lot of times these quarterbacks who are 200 pounds, 210 pounds, they get injured a lot more. Nebraska for the longest time had so many injuries at the quarterback position. Adrian Martinez, Luke McCaffrey, Tommy Armstrong. All of those guys are, I shouldn't say shorter quarterbacks, but they weigh a lot less. Okay, and when you weigh less as a football player, you get injured a lot more. Dylan Rhule was the first quarterback in a long time at 240 pounds who really didn't get injured. And yeah, he got banged up with his shoulder and with his ankle throughout the year, but he finished the entire year, 12 out of 12 games, and played in the bowl game. Okay, who says that happens if he goes from 240 to 225? That's just something I want you to think about. Because we see a lot of times in the NFL, the quarterbacks who are the most dependable, the most reliable, those are the bigger quarterbacks, not necessarily the ones who are super skinny. Okay. Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the NFL, also has a dad bod just like Dylan Rhule. So I just made this video to say this. I think the narrative's gone out of control. I'm getting comments every day. Dylan Rhule's fat. Dylan Rhule's chubby. Like, what are we doing here? This kid's 19 years old. And don't get me wrong, I played into it too. We talked about Dylan Rhule's weight on the channel, and I am for him losing the weight. I'm for him going down to 220, 225, whatever they think's appropriate. Okay, so I want to make my position very, very clear. But at the exact same time, let's not sit here and act like he's going to go from a B- quarterback to an A+ quarterback just because he loses weight. And let's not sit here and say that he's going to be a dual threat if you lose that weight. It's not like, again, in a world where he goes down to 225, he's probably not going to have much more rushing statistics than he did this year. I want to make that very clear with you. So if you guys expect him to rush for 200, 300, 400 yards, that's not going to happen even if he does lose the weight. What it's going to impact, though, is him getting outside the pocket at a higher rate, being more elusive, breaking more sacks potentially. I wouldn't, not in a physical way, but in a finesse way, and then finding a receiver after the play gets extended. Okay, that's what it's going to benefit. But again, there's drawbacks with the injury concerns we also talked about. So I just wanted to make this video because, again, I'm just getting so many comments about it. It's the hot topic. Dylan Rhule's weight's getting out of control. Like, it doesn't really matter as much as we think it does. It would be nice for him to lose weight, and I'm sure they're experimenting with it. But last thing I want to mention is that Matt Rhule made a comment, not this week, but last week, or I think it was 2 weeks ago at this point, and he said that you can't be a very good quarterback at 240. And at the time, I agreed with him. And then thinking about it a little more, I don't know what Matt Rhule's talking about in that comment, because there are a lot of good quarterbacks who've been 240. Ben Roethlisberger, Josh Allen right now in the NFL. I don't know what Patrick Mahomes is at. Probably not 240, but he's probably in that 230 range. You can be a pretty good quarterback at 240. It's not going to impact your accuracy. It's not going to impact your throw power, really. If anything, it's going to make it better. But yeah, that definitely impacts your elusiveness. So overall, man, again, we would like Dylan to lose the weight, but it shouldn't be this crazy focus. I'm focused on a lot more when it comes to Dylan's development. Is the game slowing down for him? His accuracy needs to improve a lot, especially over the middle on these slants. How about that deep ball accuracy? That's what I'm looking out for. Not really the weight. Yeah, it'd be cool to see him slim down, but should that be our main focus? Absolutely not. I think it'd be stupid to do just that. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Just want to make this quick video talking about Dylan Raiola's weight specifically and my thoughts around it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Absolutely want to hear what you have to say. Hey, if you made this far in the video, you know what to do. Hit that like button and subscribe. I appreciate all of you. So always, folks, go Matt Rhule. See you in the next one.